Human beings love stories. We have been storytellers as far back as history has been recorded. We love books, we love movies, and we love to tell each other stories. And although this is a really wonderful part of what it means to be human, I want to ask a question. Are there some stories that you've been carrying around about your life and the world that have kept you feeling stuck? And what would it take for you to let that blank go? In my own life, I was unaware that I was carrying around some stories about myself. And these stories were really core false beliefs about myself and the world. The world is not safe. I am unlovable and I'm not worthy. I didn't understand that because I had been holding on to that story, mostly unconsciously, it was actually creating what I called reality. In other words, at one point I understood that we're actually a projector and we're projecting onto life that which we hold to be true. I spent so many years trying to change the world, and I didn't yet understand that the power is in unplugging from the world and looking at what needs to change within me. And what needs to change within me is an examination and exploration of the stories I've been carrying around and the impact that has had on my life. So if you've been carrying around stories that have kept you feeling stuck and limited, you might be asking yourself the question, how do I let this blank go? Well, let me offer you one powerful tool. And it's very, very simple. I'm going to actually give it in 3 steps. Step 1, question. Step 2, question. And step 3, question. Question the story. Question my BS belief system. Question where this belief originated. How long have I been carrying around this story? Opening up to these questions and beginning to explore the impact of the stories can actually loosen the grip that it has. In other words, we don't actually have to change the story. We can start to question what gets created when I believe it. That question in itself has changed my life dramatically. What gets created when I believe this? What might get created if I were to explore a different possibility? So often we hear about narrative these days, and we hear change your narrative and change your life. And that is a powerful practice. What I'm inviting, though, is actually for us to live beyond the stories. We don't have to spend years or decades trying to change the narrative or change the story. We can simply recognize that the story is a collection of thoughts. And there are thousands of thoughts that we experience throughout our day. The issue for many of us is we believe we're supposed to do something with them. So what would get created for you to begin to question the story and to tap into a greater reality, that spiritual essence that is you beyond the story? And then from that place, we can ask ourselves, what am I projecting into the world? And what might get created if I would simply allow that story to not be the ultimate truth of who and what I am? So it's subtle, but it's really powerful. Rather than thinking you need to change the story, can you simply question its reality? And then open to a different possibility, a possibility that there is a place within you that is unharmed and unharmable. And regardless of what story you've been carrying around about yourself and the world, there is this greater reality. That's when we start to see the world truly change. That's when we start to see ourselves truly change. And then the projector that we are imprinting onto life becomes something very, very different.